Hello. I see that we have a couple people. Feel free to come sit in the seats. We have 3 seats open. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, hanging in there. We'll see how many people show.
Well, that's good. I'm sure you got 11, it looks like, right? Following?
It looks like it. I'm still learning this platform. Well, I've had really a lot of fun with AR this week with my students. Cromville, did you know, was launching an education side and some other AR apps?
Not really. A little bit, but I don't know too much about what they're doing.
It looks like they're doing a science app. I put the links in the chat. A science app, one with something with 3D printing. Not 100% sure. They're supposed to get a hold of me. They're going to send me a code so that I can start trying some of their new stuff.
That's cool.
They have an education part in a Cromville world where they're going to, let me see what it says. Creativity and education. Apparently they're going to have 3D printable figures. I guess the characters that they have, you can print them in 3D with the 3D printer.
Yeah, that's I mean, that goes, I mean, we have that as well. Our 3-dimensional images can be printed on a 3D printer just by transferring the image or the file itself. It's a cool concept. It's great. A couple of schools really do like it, and they utilize it with their 3D printing. Their 3D.
I don't have access to those files.
Well,
I just have the flashcards.
Yeah, you would have to. So I guess.
Hey, I have a 3D printer coming into my library.
Do you?
Yeah, we're borrowing one.
So we'll send you over the license for it to log in. I thought you had access to that. No. I'll have to make sure you get that.
Because they were asking me, would you use this? Yes, I would use this 3D printer if you gave me access to it. Are you crazy? No, I'm going to let it collect dust.
Absolutely. Well, that's like the biggest problem with 3D printers is that schools, classrooms, they feel like, let's purchase a 3D printer to start creating STEM lessons and STEAM, but they don't know what to do with those 3D printers. And that's a big problem. A lot of teachers are like, let's print jewelry and,
No, let's not do that.
Right. But, watch, I can make a fork and I can do this, I can do that. And there's so much you can do, so much more you can do with the 3D printing and especially if you have a library of images that you can utilize. It's just
right.
So much.
I'm thinking of we'll be creating marble roller coasters. Thinking supports, design and print a support for these roller coasters. That would be so great. And then, we want to do themes, so then we can print out the little characters and put them throughout the roller coaster.
Pretty cool. I mean,
my mind's on STEAM lessons at the moment.
Well, you know what? It's pretty cool to be able to teach simple machines and print different shapes and objects to make simple machines.
That too.
And to infuse it. And not every shape has to, you let the kids design those shapes and see how they would work together. So you're almost teaching them, you create the different mechanical pieces, put it together and see how it's going to work.
Yeah, because I want to do stuff with levers and widgets, and that would be awesome if I could get those files. And we could design those. I think my kids would love it.
It would.
Hi, Doug.
What's up, Doug?
Are you pointing at us? Okay.
There we go.
I was going to say, I thought you had laryngitis for a second. And you're like saying hi.
Pretend.
No, we wouldn't want that.
I need it, so I'm tired of yelling at my kids. My family kids, not my students.
All right, so I've been on for a few seconds now, and no one has bubbled me yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here.
What up with that?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry, Katie Ann. Here you go.
This is all rum. No, it's
It is what?
rum. Oh,
Rum.
Big glass. No, it's grape juice.
Yeah, with a little something something.
Being a good boy tonight. Okay, where is everybody?
I don't know.
Summer's over, I guess.
It's so hard to get everybody here or everybody on board. It's just I don't know about you guys, but it has been absolutely crazy this year. Crazy busy on a lot of things on multiple levels. So
I have to agree.
It's we've had, I think, maybe 2, but possibly only 1 actually 5-day school week so far in school. There's always been a workshop, a holiday, testing day, or something like that. So it never feels like you really get started.
Well, I've had several 5-day work days. We had parent-teacher conferences this week.
I did those last week.
Put in over 12 hours, and it gets tiring.
And this year we tried something. I don't know. Maybe you've heard of it. There's this website you can use. It's called BookMe. You ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Tried that. It was a complete disaster. So, just like,
No, we just have to sit in our rooms, and people come to us, and it's crazy. The poor math teacher, she was, I want to say, past almost 8 o'clock last night before she got home. She had like 20 people when I left still in line to talk with her. So I guess I'm blessed. I teach tech. Nobody wants to talk to me. I just have to sit there. Well, I've been doing a lot of AR with kids, and I've been trying out this new, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me, Skoolabo, Skoolbo. It has a whole bunch of Common Core game type where kids have to master, and it does a spiral development for the kids, but they have an augmented part, and they asked me to check it out. And it's really cool. They have a trophy, and you scan it with their app, and it brings up the actual avatar that you made for the person, the kid, and with their score and their progress. I thought that was kind of cool. And then they had another one where you scan it and you can interact with the different characters.
mm-hmm.
But it's all aligned to Common Core. So, and I put a link to that one in there as well. And then we're doing internet safety, so we use Zoe from Cromville. Yeah. You wouldn't think middle school kids would like to color, but my God, they love to color, and they're blogging about their internet safety, and they have Zoe, and they had a lot of fun with her. So that's been my fun this week. Have you done anything cool?
Yeah, I'm trying to download a picture from Google Drive to see if we can bring it up here. If you've got a Daiquiri running, you can try it. But I'm on my Chromebook now, and it's a little left-handed with certain things, like just downloading a file to your desktop out of Drive, for crying out loud.
I don't have any problems with doing that with mine.
It should give you a dialog that says location. Where do I want to save the file to?
Oh, it automatically goes to your downloads.
Oh. Okay. I hate that folder.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy folder for me. I need to clean it out. I wonder where Jean is. I thought she was going to join us. Maybe not.
So how do I find my downloads folder?
You click on your little magnifying glass in the corner.
Ah, okay. There we go. No.
And then you click on files.
I don't have anything that says files.
Uh-oh.
All
Mine's-
apps?
Maybe it might be listed under your apps. Mine's listed. I access my files quite a bit, and it's first in my list.
That's why I'm having so much trouble, because there's nothing. It won't let me into the file system. Why is that?
I have no idea. I can't see your screen, so I can't tell you where to go.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, who's listening to music?
Oh, that might be. But I can't hear it. You can hear it?
I can hear, yeah.
Is it piano music?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Don't go away.
Okay.
So I was thinking of something kind of crazy.
What's that?
Reaching 1 million children with augmented reality.
That would be cool.
What do you think about doing a campaign where we offer? I would create a sample grouping just to reach 1 million children with augmented reality and give it away for free.
Like the different types of triggers?
Different triggers, different experiences, different connections. And because we're here to reach the kids, we're here to reach the teachers. Let's set ourselves as a goal and say, let's bring the augmented reality in the classroom. And once again, it's like, there's so many companies out there. There are companies out there that are that other teachers may use those platforms and welcome it. But at the same time, I'm willing to say, I want to reach 1 million kids this year. I want 1 million kids to experiment and experience augmented reality.
How would we be able to know that we're actually reaching 1 million kids?
Teachers are reporting in on the numbers, I guess. You know, like they used it in their classroom for 30 students. We used 30 augmented images for 30 students.
So the teachers would have to fill out a form?
Yeah, I mean, not even fill out a form, because we know that it's really crazy to be able to fill out that form, but maybe shoot out an email to us and be like, I just did it with my classroom, 30 kids, please tally us in. And we'll keep a tally and we'll just say this school had 60 kids. This school had 90 kids.
Or we could have them do it on social media and tag, because then it'll be more visible for other people to see that the school did, reach 90 kids today.
That would be awesome as well. And it would be a good way to keep track as well. I just, there's so many. I created my company because I'm an educator. and because I wanted to reach students. You know, it's like that first day of teaching. We jump in the classroom and we want to reach out and touch every single student, right? And we want to make the difference in every single student. So for me, being able to reach out and touch students across the United States and even worldwide, because we have people in India using it, we have people in Australia, New Zealand that are using us, but let's make them more. Let's say we want to go for 1 million students for 2015-16. We want 1 million students. It does not matter the augmented reality. Let's just start this campaign and get kids and teachers engaged and really buy into the technology. And just give it away and say, here it is. Look how easy it is to use. No commitments, no anything. Here it is. I'm giving you licenses. I'm giving you a license to use it. Try it, and if you don't like it, then don't use it. If you love it, experiment with more. Build up that emotion that we all have to make our students think to that higher order level. Make our students engage. Make the teachers enjoy teaching again. Make it fun. Make it back to where we need to be. And I'm committing that if this is a campaign that AugThat will provide a license for every student anywhere.
That'd be fun.
What's that?
That'll be fun.
I think it's a cool. I want it out there for students to use. So why not?
I'm working on a totally different approach, and mine is finding a way to penalize teachers who won't engage.
Dad, I wish I could do that.
That's Adam. I hear you, and I think that's a very noble and generous and very smart idea. But I'm just so tired of hearing people tell me, "Oh, I'm not ready to learn about that yet," or "Oh, you guys are too far out in front," or "Oh, that's the bleeding edge of technology," or "I'll let you know when I want to get involved in something like that." Okay. I get your message. So I want to send a message of my own that says, if you don't become responsible and start updating your methodologies in your classrooms and the education of your students, it's going to be a price to pay. That's where I'm thinking. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but that's what I'm thinking. See, and one of the ways I'm doing it is that the teachers that are slowly finding out, and I mean slowly finding out what I'm doing in my school, are not learning it from me. They're learning it from my students that I have off and on through part of the day. And I think I'm going to have to end up embarrassing them into looking into this technology somehow, some way. They're going to have to start to question themselves and their methodologies about, well, why is he doing that? Maybe he's making me look bad, or maybe I should be interested in some of this stuff. I don't know how else to go forward.
But you know, when you bring, right, but if you look at it in terms of teaching, teachers come into the profession as they're individuals. They're going to write their instruction, and they're not robots, and you can't force a teacher to use it. But we know that just like we can't force students to do certain programs that may not feel comfortable, right? But if you give the teacher the opportunity to have the license and say, students, here's a license, this is how it works, try it out. I'm not into, this is not something, but I want you to see if it's a technology. Let the students buy in, and you're right, you made a key point. Teachers who didn't know are learning from their students, and it's okay. It's okay that we learn from our students the same way that our students learn from us, right?
I couldn't do this if it didn't work that way.
What's that?
I couldn't do this if that wasn't true.
But that's the whole point. Our students are sometimes more technologically advanced than we are. And
well,
how many times do we hear teachers go, "Oh my God, how do I hook this up?" And the kids come running over and they're like, you just plug this in. Look at that, how easy it is. And the teacher goes, oh my God, I never thought of that. Oh, wow. Okay. And guess what? The teacher learned something new. So now if we're giving 1 million licenses out to the students of the United States and to the students of the world, there you go. Let the kids do it and let the kids enjoy it. Because that's what it's about. It's about the students and the kids learning. And it's not about the dollar, which many companies out there look for, and how many students they're going to sell to. But what's the difference that we're making in our classrooms? That's what we need to look at. And that's what we need. That's what we need to show and let the kids bring it to the classroom of, look at this cool tool. Look at what I'm able to do. And yes, Gene, it can.
Adam,
We've upgraded. We got hit by quite a few.
I know you didn't solicit my opinion, but I'll give it. If you're going to be so generous as to do that, I think that you're owed some compensation. And I think the compensation should be data. And I would not have any qualms whatsoever at all building into my tool set, your tool set right now, some kind of a proxy mechanism that reports back usage. All of the other AR tools are doing that, especially the retail people, because the people who are using AR to sell things, they want to know who's using their product. I don't think it's any different for you either. And I think you should, as part of your own personal compensation, if you're going to give away licenses, your compensation should be data. And when somebody agrees to use your product, they should agree to send some data back to your servers so that you can start to grow your business and develop your product and move everything forward.
Yeah, no, that would be great. And it's important to get that data and to be able to show that. But we're constantly gathering data, and we're constantly looking at where our students that are using AugThat, where they're going with it, what they're doing, and showing the sampling of how their grades have improved using our product. But I'm looking at it not on a terms of I'm not looking at it in terms of what's my feed, what am I going to get out of it? I'm looking at it as, why did I become a teacher? Why did I become an assistant principal? Why did I start a company for students? And if a teacher sits there and goes, I used it 90 times, 90 of my students used it, that's good enough data for me, because that's 90 students towards our 1 million student goal of using an emerging technology.
Okay, Jane is asking, there are tracking and privacy issues through that, right?
Yes.
And I would think so.
There are. And that's why the data usually comes through the teachers who start seeing how their classrooms are going, and they fill out those forms. We never take any information on student names, emails, anything like that. We get the number of students that are using it and the experience that they've had. So, and that's important to me. The thing that I've seen other companies doing or contacting me and talking to me is what we're doing that makes us successful. And it's pretty much our secret sauce. It's what we're doing to make the difference. And you can't have a company come in, these bigger, huge companies who have been trying to launch augmented reality, they cannot come in with that mindset of, this is a great product, we know it's going to help, so you got to use it and buy it. That's not how the classroom works. We know that as educators. It has to be meaningful. It has to have content that is enjoyable by the student and usable and meaningful for the teacher to use, right? It can't just be, here's your platform, go do what you want to do. And that's the whole goal of what AugThat has done. And you know what? At this point where we are, I'm very happy with the amount of teachers that have reported to us that they love what we're doing. They love the concept. It's so easy to use. It's meaningful for the student and it's meaningful for the teacher. That's better feedback than I made sales and I'm using a product that the teachers aren't even using in the school. So it's embracing the teacher and reinforcing that. And I know, like, we can't shove emerging technologies down a teacher's throat. We can't sit there and say, you are responsible for it. And
it's happening every day.
What's that?
It's happening as we speak, Adam.
I know that, but
proficiency-based report cards, all this new thing, this new wave of administrative stuff that's affecting everybody, changes in standardized testing. That's all teachers cry about, is all the technology that's being crammed down their throat. Unfortunately, none of it has anything to do with teaching. It's all about administrative and grades and proficiency-based report cards and Common Core standards and new state testers.
But you just hit the nail on the head. You just hit a major, major aspect to why
because it's about teaching. I know.
No, and it's not just about the teaching part. It's not. It's not the teaching. It's about having the time to create lessons. And it's not, you know what? Not every teacher is like you, Doug. And we know that. Or like you, Katie Ann, who spend hours and hours and hours creating the content. It's not that they don't want to. It's that they can't. We know that educators have families, educators have lives, educators have their students, they have grades they have to finish, they have to make sure that their lessons are to the standard. That's my whole point. We have that tool that's making it easy for them to take that time factor away. We have the platform that's why I created it that way, is that a teacher does not have to spend hours and hours doing what you do, Doug, and it's noble and it's admirable of what you guys do. And you can't hold everybody to the same standard because they just don't, sometimes they can't. But if you give them the tools that will cut the time and it's easy to use, really easy to use, and it's aligned to what lessons they are teaching based on their curriculum, which is what we are, they're going to use it. They may not use it this year, but when other teachers and students say, look how easy this was. All I did was hit the app and I hit the button and look at the image that I got. That's all it was. That's it. It's about teachers and educators and students working to get that message out there. And there are great platforms out there. They take a lot of time. They take a lot of work to make. But teachers don't have that time to create the way that we're looking at and what you do and what everybody does, because we still have to write our lesson plans, right? Teachers are still writing their lesson plans, and now they have to design an augmented experience, which can be quite difficult or challenging, right? And it could be, there are platforms out there where it just takes a lot of work to put together. But when they're spending hours and hours creating their lesson plans, now you're going to add hours and hours of putting that technology together. And I'm not saying it's not great or it's not worthwhile, but it's very difficult to do and manage and juggle the lives that we do have. It's very difficult. So
I have to agree.
I see these things moving parallel alongside each other. And I have a new teacher that started this year. I've kind of got her interested in this, and I'm just showing her the ropes and asking her to take baby steps. And you're right. They don't have the time. They don't. Even more importantly, though, they're not aware that they need to be doing this yet. So,
and I think it's not for any other reason except that you're right. We put, as administrators, we it's not us, it's our districts, and it's us trying to get our students to be at that next level of thought, that to expand their horizons, to bring in the new thought process, to expand their minds, to grow. And as teachers, as educators, it's hard to get the Common Core curriculum involved and to try to write your lesson plans in which that we're breaking it down standard by standard and knowing what standards we're meeting, and then we're differentiating our instruction to make sure that we're meeting the needs of every student in that seat. It's a long and vicious cycle that we've been doing for years. And the problem is that no one supports the teachers and the schools with these technologies. It's great. Look at, I hear all the time, my school just purchased, 100 iPads. Well, that's great. What are you doing with the iPads to make them meaningful and worthwhile? Oh, we just purchased a 3D printer. What are you doing to make that 3D printer worthwhile?
Just got 12 smart boards.
What's that?
Just got 12 new smart boards.
Right. But where's the training? Where's the ease? That's the problem. These great products are out there, but no one makes it easy for a teacher to see. And unfortunately, because it was thrown at them and said, here, use this smartboard without going for a full training or seeing what the capabilities are. So now they created this vicious cycle of teachers seeing new technologies and not being trained and not being supported and not being guided of how easy it truly can be, that they start getting a bitter taste of emerging technologies and they don't want to touch it. But when they see how easy it is to use and they're being supported, which is the number one goal of my company, and I'm not trying to give myself like I'm standing on a soapbox, but I'm just saying is that any single teacher that uses our product can get a hold of me without a problem. They shoot me out an email and I contact them back and give them that support. I don't know who else does that. And anyone who they'll get a person, they'll get somebody or a resource to how to combine and how to work the products. I'm tired of seeing teachers not being supported. I'm tired of districts not being supported, but given all this great technology and spending millions of dollars on technology and it sits there collecting dust or is becoming the $4,000 overhead projector for my PowerPoint presentation.
Or your video.
Or a video. Look at this. Look. I'm using my smartboard. Yeah, but you're still pressing the laptop to make it play, and you're not sitting there making notes and drawing and analyzing and showing. So
I think we both have to be cognizant, too, that there are lots of different – this discussion will go very differently based on the demographics we're talking about, too. So my problem is teachers could be supported. They're not willing to be supported. They're not willing to – just not willing. They think they're being so taxed. They're so beaten down being asked to do things, especially with technology that has nothing to do with actually what happens in a classroom, that if you were to approach them with the magic, the holy grail that said, I can guarantee every one of your children will score in the 95th percentile the next state test, they're not interested. They're just too fatigued and too beaten down and too unwilling to be mutable to change things. And that's a demographic thing that happens. So I'm focusing on getting to young teachers, new teachers that are in coming through the doors that may or may not be a little bit more technologically proficient and what have you. So, but I'm in a very small school. I have a very small breadth of reach in where I live, and that this discussion is going to be different based on the demographic you're talking about. So, but I agree. I mean,
and you're making very valid points. They're so beaten down. They just feel overwhelmed. There's no supports and that's a big concern, is that there's no supports. And you know why? Because there are no supports, because the problem is this. A company, a school or a school district purchases a, software, right?
Yeah, they make a technology investment.
Right. So they purchase the software. Next thing the school district realizes is that these teachers need trainings and professional developments. Well, that's going to cost you $15,000 added on. What school has $15,000? Some do and some don't. So now you purchase the software, And then it's like, okay, we can't really support you all that much. Well, I realize that. I know that. And that's where the turnoff and the overwhelming starts occurring. Now, let's give those supports and let's provide a community that already is utilizing and that makes it easy. And so you don't have to purchase. You don't have to purchase the $15,000 professional developments. But what if you were given the community of educators that you can a list of educators you can talk to about how they're utilizing it, like our Teach Connect, right? That's a community that I created so that teachers can talk to each other. Why not have that? And at the same time, make it that easy. I guarantee, I know your teachers are taxed and they're tired and they're exhausted, and it's only October, and I get it. I get it. But if you handed them how to use it and what to do, and here it is, here it is, take it from my hand. I'm just asking you, you could say, I'm just asking you to use it once, whether you like it or not, just hand it out to the students with directions, instructions, and let them explore for 45 minutes. Let them explore. What was their reaction and how was it? And how easy was it for them to use? That's all. That's all we want to know. But it's got to start somewhere where it's, that's the philosophy, is let them learn amongst themselves. Give them the tools. Let the teachers have the tools. Let them try it once. Let them try it twice. They may not like it this year, but they may see that it did help.
Yep.
And you create amazing things, Doug. You do. You have amazing projects that are able to be utilized in your classrooms by your students because you're dedicated and you see the vision. You are trying to move your students. Katie Ann, you work yourself to the bone as well, creating augmented lessons, bringing in technologies. Very far and few do that, or can do that, and they're afraid to do that. It's not that they can't, but they get scared of technology. They have to press the button of a computer on. They're afraid they're going to break it. So, and you're laughing, Katie.
I laugh because that's the first thing I tell people is, well, you can't break this. Just try.
Right. And it's exactly what was just said. They should know it's okay to take small steps. You can't eat the elephant in one bite. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And that's an awesome comment because it's true. We're not shoving it down their throat. We're giving them pieces to learn. And listen, my platform is already built to do amazing things. I am not doing that or launching it because I know if I threw all these things out at the teachers, they would be like, oh my God, this is too complicated. I don't want to do it. Keeping it simple is the best thing you can do. And when the teacher feels that they can make a mistake and it's not going to break, they can give something out that the students can self-explore and it's easy to use, they're going to love it. And they'll eventually catch on. You think the guy who invented QR codes sat there and said, oh, this is so hard for them to use. Well, yeah, but where are QR codes now?
Nowhere.
I'm going to differ. I'm going to differ on that. There are those QR codes hit its peak, and it was being utilized all over the place. Well, guess what? QR codes died because once you print out a QR code, you only can use that QR code for that one website. You can't change it.
That's why they're nowhere.
That's correct. But now we have augmented reality that we can sit there and take that image and change it over and over again. So now if those teachers who bought into the QR code see, and it took a while, but QR codes were the hottest and greatest thing. Now it's going to take them to buy in, and then they'll realize it's like a QR code on steroids, right? It's like this huge, huge monster QR code that can do anything.
Not only that, the AR platforms that are out there, if they aren't all capable of doing now, most of them can, they all recognize QR codes. They're built in, they're innate into the scanning engines. The other thing I have to add to this is that Unfortunately, I think it's going to take a long time. Maybe I'll be surprised and it'll happen quicker. But what we're doing will start to solve problems that haven't raised their heads yet as far as what's going on in the classroom. I have a new guidance counselor, a new resource room teacher. She's brand new. She's really awesome. But she's struggling to deal with the fact that she's got 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders all in the resource room at the same time. And to be able to differentiate with that large of a group is a real challenge, and she's going to learn how to do that. This tool is perfect for slaying that giant. And there are going to be lots of other types of similar problems that that we're not aware of yet, that what we're doing will resolve. And I don't know how long it'll take for those to rear their heads, but they're coming. And hopefully some of us will be ready for them. But I wish I could say definitively how far out that is from us. But that will only change as the classroom changes and the expectations on teachers change and all of that stuff. So it's going to be interesting for certain. Uh-oh. Katie Ann got mad and left us, Adam.
Oh, my God. She's the host.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Does that mean we could did the Mets win? Are the Mets playing tonight?
Oh, man.
I wanted them to win last night. They did. Oh, there she is. Oh, quick. We were just talking about augmented reality, Katie.
She's back. She's back.
Am I frozen?
No, you disappeared. Now you're.
I've lost your videos. I just have your audios.
Oh. So you heard what we were saying?
Yeah, I heard. Now, there is a baseball game, and it's the Kansas City Royals playing. But I'm not watching it. I am wearing the shirt, though.
But you didn't see what we were sign language. We were using sign language.
Yeah. No, I can't see your video.
That's great. That's exactly how we were talking about you.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's my Wi-Fi, Gene. You're right. I'm not for sure. My son might be streaming and taking my bandwidth.
Well, you should ground him.
I should, but he's bigger than I am.
I thought you lived in Google country. Don't you have like super duper Wi-Fi, the 88th power servers down there?
I have pretty good Wi-Fi. That's why I'm confused why I have such poor signal and I lost video.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm a very high-end user.
I have it.
Oh,
Okay.
You mean high end?
High-end. I use a lot of it.
Not high-end user.
Oh, I got it back. Whew. I bet he was. I bet he streamed something or... That's just weird. Okay. Yes, there is a baseball game. I'm sure my family's watching it. It's the Kansas City Royals against Asteroids.
Texas.
I don't
Houston
know.
Astros.
Astros.
Did you say the asteroids?
I'm not into sports. I don't know these things. But I have gone to a Braves game. I have gone to a Royals game, a White Sox game.
Be careful.
Not White Sox, Cubs. Went to a Cubs game.
Yeah, the Polo Cubs are playing later.
The what's playing
Polo
later?
Cubs.
The Polo Cubs.
What are the Polo Cubs?
Polar Cubs.
Oh.
Aren't they based out of Chicago?
The Cubbies are. The Cubs are out of Chicago.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just, I got it.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So have you been getting the daiquiri tweets in the last few days?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to launch their new platform.
I have a ticket open from daiquiri from last March. And then there's another person that is part of our old hangout. I forgot her name. She was doing a little flaming via Hangouts the other day. Suddenly, Daiquiri woke up and started responding to people. They closed down the teacher portal there weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago.
Oh, they closed it down last March.
Yeah, and said nothing about it. So now they're trying to advertise for this new re-release, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. They got a lot of issues with that product. Oh well.
Yes. yes.
And there's no way for us, KDN, to actually share screens or files or images on this blabby blab blabadab blabadab.
There is, and I played with it, but I can't do it on my Chromebook. And I forget it's an extension or
for the browser.
For the browser, and it's only going to be whatever fits in your window, so it's going to be like this big. Yes, cam twist. Thank you, Gene. I'm not for sure why I couldn't do it with my Chromebook, but on my Windows computer, I could go on and do cam twist. It might be just. I think it's an extension. No, it's a download. That's right. That's why I couldn't do it on my Chromebook, because you have to download it.
Do either of you two have a canary?
No.
Not the bird, not the biology type, the tech type of canary.
No.
It's a camera that runs on Wi-Fi and sends pictures of your house to you all the time.
No.
And okay.
I live in Nowheresville. I don't need any pictures of my house. I actually have a school right behind me, and they have security cameras. So if I really needed to, I could go on their feed and see my house.
And Adam, how long is your commute?
I'm about in the morning about 45 minutes to an hour, and then about 40 minutes.
Oh my Lord!
Good for getting hacked.
How do I get rid of that? Delete. That is not nice.
That's an augmentation, but I'm not sure how real it is.
Okay, quit it.
You got to boot out that Joe show. That
I don't know how to boot out.
You didn't do that, Kitty?
No.
Oh, I thought you had some new project news for us or something.
I can't click on a person. I don't know how to do that. I deleted the messages. I figured that out. Oh, I'm still learning this platform. It's a little different than Hangout. But we're reaching more people. We have 20 people. I think last time we did it, we had like 40.
42, yep.
Can
Perhaps if you had left some of those last messages in there, we would have gotten more.
Oh, you could tell I work with guys. Oh my gosh. God, if my son would have saw that.
So wait a minute. If they could do that, then I could probably paste that image into the message box, right?
I bet you could. Or maybe a link to that image.
Well, it's just a file on my machine. Why can't I just copy it to memory and paste it? Probably has to be hosted.
Probably.
Oh, well. And Adam, texting. Don't text and drive, Adam.
I'm not texting. I'm actually checking an email that came across that was pretty cool.
Gene says make a poster.
Make a poster of
maybe
what? The canary,
maybe of the canary.
Or
no. Of his pic of the image he wants to share. Like
I'm not going anywhere near that.
Plenty of 10-foot poles around here.
Nope. At least it wasn't a banana.
Oh, what a night.
You get Doug for the banana kid, the banana guy.
No, I thought
What's
we forgot
Katie
about
just
him.
gets Katie and sometimes just gets the creme de la creme sometimes.
What's the banana guy?
Oh my goodness! See, Gene, what I have to live with.
Look at all those bubbles coming your way.
Here,
Bananas.
here.
Yeah, I deleted that video.
Banana helmet guy. Okay, now it's getting interesting.
Yeah, exactly, Gene.
Oh.
So, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna reach 1 million kids? How are we gonna do this?
I don't know how to do that.
I'm
I
giving
have
away 1 million
ideas.
licenses.
Our India guy's here. Must be late
Where?
for him?
Oh, Guptas. So I'm giving away 1 million licenses. How's that?
Just how are you going to do that?
What's that?
How will you do that?
Let everybody know that they can have 1 million licenses. Contact me.
It's for a sample, right? Not to the whole kit and caboodle.
I'm going to give away 1 million licenses for students to try it, and for teachers to try it.
Oh, that is awesome. Let's see.
So
Laquita, she teaches pre-service teachers. And last week, and we need to connect. And she wants to connect on Wednesdays, and I'm gonna try and get it when I have my STEM class, because there's only like 9 kids in that class, so I might be able to do that instead of a class of 24. But she has a class where she teaches pre-service teachers or teacher candidates, and they went back to their assigned schools and shared what they learned with AR. So that is awesome.
that is.
Jean wants to know if your demo page still works. Yes, it
the
does.
demo- it does.
It has a new address. It's not ogdat.com/demo. There's something else there. But if you go to their website and click demo, it works.
We're going to have a new platform soon, too.
I can't wait. I saw a picture of it. It looks really nice.
Don't share that out.
I did share it out.
Top secret. The platform is totally changing and is going to be even more dynamic than it already is, and way easier to use. So,
Hang on. She said she was trying to use it
at lunch
at
today.
lunch. It's up and running.
Yeah, it's working. We just did I just did a couple of demos for a couple of school districts with it.
Our India friend has recently started a meetup group called Digital Teachers and TechMates. And I'm not going to even try to pronounce where that is. I will be exploring the possibilities of offering AR ideas to the ones who will be joining in. So there's some of your 1 million kids right there, Adam, in India.
There you go.
We already talked about that. We were
You
on a
talked
Skype.
to him about that before me.
No, it was just a conversation that we were looking at what to do, and I didn't finish to talk to you about that yet. And
I know. I was at parent-teacher conferences until late.
yeah, and we came up with like this pretty cool idea, which once we iron it out a little bit more, it's going to be pretty cool of how they're going to be utilizing it through in India. So yeah, let's meet the 1 million mark. It's cool. Let's do it. Let's figure out how to do it.
Are you going to have like a graph or a thing like the people do, like the thermometer when you reach 1 million?
Why not? I think that's so cool. I think that's awesome. And how about the school that uses that has the most students that utilize it, I don't know. There's got to be some type of reward, no?
Yeah, something.
There should be a reward for the schools that bring in the most students to use it, to get it out there. The question is what would make teachers or schools want to use it, to get to beat that record?
Maybe the top 5 schools get a year subscription.
I got one even better. Top
Okay.
5 schools get a lifetime.
A lifetime. Okay, that's going to be awful for the little schools, though. The one they only get 300 kids.
Based on student to ratio. That's what we'll look at. Students using it to the student enrollment, and we'll do it by percentage.
Okay, that'll be better.
Right? Because now the schools that have 1,000 kids, it'll go by percentage, and we'll do it by the school that has, and we'll put the numbers in there. But the school that has the highest percentage of students using it, the top 5 schools will have a lifetime. The top 5 schools that do it, I'm just thinking like a little crazy, and I'm sorry, but the top 5 schools that have the highest percentage that use it, that help us get to that 1 million student mark, will not only get a lifetime subscription to AugThat, but we're going to give a few iPads and a 3D printer to the top 5 in 1 year's time. We'll give a classroom set. Oh, here you go. We'll do a classroom set of iPads and a 3D printer for the school that the top 5, for the top 5 schools, and a lifetime subscription.
That's pretty good.
What do you think?
Crazy.
It is. But that's how much it means to me to get that technology out there and let teachers see how easy it is and how amazing augmented reality is for their classroom.
Okay. We do have.
Everybody's got to. They got to tweet it. They got to get it out there.
You can always tell when my son comes home. Go away. You're not
What
driving.
do you think about that, Doug?
I think
You're the
it's
tough one.
I think it's an interesting idea. Maybe, Twitter's future is a little uncertain right now, but something like Twitter or whatever replaces it might be a good way, might become an interesting delivery channel, because you can reach so many people so quickly, so easy.
Turn right by your head so they can see it.
We can look at, however, if everybody just brings it to a social media, helps promote that, go through Google Plus, and really make it a campaign of pushing the emerging technologies. Like I said,
Can I say hi?
1 million students, to be able to sit there and reach 1 million students and really make it meaningful for them, that's the first step to bringing our classrooms to the next level of learning.
Yep.
And I am willing to do that for the top 5 classrooms, the top 5 schools.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, who's making the rules over there, Miss Wilson?
Who's making the rules?
Yeah.
It would be me.
I often, 7 or 8 times a day, I have to remind students that they have themselves confused with the person who makes the rules.
Yeah.
Just wanna say hi.
No.
I just want to say hi.
Hi.
They said
Hi.
hi.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See?
So let's really make it out there. I'm going to ask everybody who's watching to do it, promote it, bringing emerging technologies to our schools, bringing our schools to the 21st century, right? Let's make it happen. Why, we talk about, teachers are the most powerful people in the entire world. We know that. We are. Educators have a way about making things happen. We have to. We have no choice as educators. We have to make things happen, because if we don't make things happen, our kids are not going to that next step. So I'm going to ask every educator that is around, let's make it a million student push for emerging technologies using augmented reality.
Okay. Joe needs to come up with a really cool picture to go with it.
Yeah, we're shifting our platform has been quite a journey, but yes, I just think that we can really put a dent in, and I'm going to think positive because somebody told me always think positive. That's the only way.
Yes.
So,
and optimist.
the
The
glass
world
is
needs
half full.
more realists.
So let's do it.
Okay.
You know, the optimists and the pessimists looking at the glass half full or the glass half empty. I don't ever look at the glass. I look at something else. Why would you look at a glass?
I look at the kids.
I look at pictures. I look at movies and videos and PDFs. That's what I look at. I don't look at glasses. There we go.
Oh, Gene, you're right. Reality isn't as fun as augmented reality.
No. I think I just think that we need to push the fact of let's get whoever we can get on board to push
Adam,
this.
you need to design a delivery mechanism. Then you need to do it.
What do you mean by a delivery mechanism? As far as
You have an idea and a goal, but how will you enact it?
well, I guess this is the first step, right?
Yep, and I'm just saying the next step is finding a way to deliver that idea to as many people as you can, somehow.
So but you know what?
That's not an easy thing.
It's not easy, and I can only do so much. And that's why I am going to publicly ask the educators and the people who believe in these technologies to help.
Adam, they're your targets, not your facilitators.
It's not facilitating. When one teacher uses it and tweets it out there, or one teacher tells their friends, it's going to go to the next and to the next and to the next. And they're not only the people that are going to be using it, but they're the people who are going to really be giving us the feedback and helping their kids move. So if they're doing both and they're helping us meet that goal, and they're helping their students move to the next level, and it's not that they're a number or they're a classroom, they're an individual that's going to have an opinion, who's going to see the vision after using it for a little bit. And if they don't, thank you so much for trying. That's all I could ask for, right? No harm, no foul. Thank you just for trying. That's all I want. I want every teacher to try it once, just once, and see if it makes a difference. Because that's what we're here for. We're here in this room. We're here doing our chats. We're doing our tweets. We're doing our ed camps. We're doing our conferences. And why? Well, some people are doing it for the wrong reasons and trying to build customer base. And I get that as a business owner. But let's look at the bigger picture. We're here to move our students and to make the difference in the classrooms that we're teaching in, but now we can do it worldwide. So let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm with Gene. You need to put the information on your website, and then I can put it on my blog. But that's just, I can post to education articles. Let me see what else. I have other people that are asking me to guest blog, so I can post it there as well, probably. So you get the information, how you want it set up, maybe give me the triggers that you want to use as the sampler, and I can maybe make some lessons to go with them or have lesson ideas. Because if you give them the tool and don't know how to use it, then they're not going to use it.
How about we do one for the teachers too, who create the best lesson that's geared towards those trigger images, and we post that as well.
That's awesome. I like that idea.
Because, you know, I think that's a cool tool as well, is reward the teachers that are going to use it, but not only use it, but they've created an amazing. And Doug, you be cautious, because I know your lessons. I'm going to watch you first.
What do you mean?
You come up with some amazing things, so you just give everybody a chance to like catch up, okay? So what I think is that we'll reward the teachers that are using it by showing off their work and how they're bringing augmented reality in the classroom, and bring those top lessons out. And maybe we'll create a free resource for teachers to utilize augmented reality. Like, you ever see those teachers' cookbooks that the PTAs create? Teachers' recipes go into a cookbook, and then it's everybody's resource, right? Let's do that. Let's post all those. Let's post all their lessons. Every lesson that a teacher uses, I'll put it up on my site as a free resource, Katie, and you do the same. Everybody shares out those lessons of how they used the trigger images, and it's there. They can just sit there, and it's a free resource of lesson plans.
I like LaQuita. She's going to do it as a final exam.
That's awesome. I love it.
That would be cool.
I like it. Let's not sit here and talk about it every week. Let's do it. Let's just get it out. I don't know how. We got to figure that out, and we need the help of everybody who's following and listening, and as they watch, and we can talk to get the word out. That's what it really is.
I can do that.
I know you can. Doug can do that. He just has to talk to one person, and that one person has to talk to one. And then they talk to one, and they talk to one.
I talk to a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are learning about what I'm doing and expressing an interest in it, but they really don't, forget about what we're doing. When this idea falls into the eyes of people that will help promulgate all this, they don't know where to go from it either.
Yeah.
They don't forget about what you do, Adam, and forget about what I do or what Katie Ann does. When you have a group of teachers or administrators who see this and they'll all sit there and go, oh my God, that's incredible. They don't know what next steps to take either. So it's much more than just, that's a great idea. Getting everybody you can exposed to this has got to happen sooner or later. But we're still inventing what the big picture is here. It's a work in progress. I mean, we're still not thinking what things would be like on the other end of all of this. And the people who see what we're doing, they know it's going to make a difference, but they're not sure how, where, or when. And those things they have to answer for themselves.
But we're not asking them to know how to use it or what to use. You know what? If we got 1 million people who sat there and used it and said, this is such a cool tool, we just got 1 million people to be aware of augmented reality and the power that it could have in the classroom.
I'm sorry, I'm selfish. I want them to be much more than just aware. I want them to be benefited from it because I know it makes a difference.
Right, and we know that. But remember, we're right now taking baby steps to a bigger step to let them be aware, to let their kids use it in their classroom, to be able to explore and learn and be amazed by what they see. And then we're also going to make teachers write lesson plans that they found were useful. And we're going to reward that. We're going to do the same thing that the top 5 lessons we'll vote on it. We'll have teachers vote on it that we'll post, and it'll go in the resource book. And, once again, the recognition, being able to be seen, be heard, that's really important. Very important. So,
Yep. And we have to be agile. So everything's changing so fast. It's ridiculous.
it is. But the great thing about education and technologies is that it stays for a while as much as technology changes.
Yep.
There are teachers still using QR codes. There are teachers still using their smart boards not to its full potential. Now they realize they can use a marker or their finger to color it in or circle. But barely. But the point is that let's get their foot in the door of using augmented reality and let them buy into it and see how they can use it.
I'm gonna tie a rope around my waist and just let it drag behind me. If you guys need to stop me, just step on it or grab it and give it a good pull. Okay?
I don't want to stop you. I want you to go.
No.
As a matter of fact, I might hold on and see how far I can go.
No. I'm getting the impression I'm going to be working alone for a long time.
You're never alone.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know. I'm in the same boat as you are.
Yep, we all are. So we just have to be patient. This is a dawn. The sun's just coming up.
Listen, Rome wasn't created in a day, so.
You know who says that, don't you? The Greeks. They're the ones who said that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to call it a night before my son decides to come do break dancing or something.
Adam, are you voting? Are you rooting for the Mets or not? Are you sorry the Yankees got knocked out? What?
I'm not a baseball or a sports fan. I hate to say it.
Okay, that's fine.
I keep sports with politics. I don't talk about it. I just don't know.
Well, whenever I do these, I get a mild chronic case of homesickness. So that's one of my connections to my former home where all the sporting events. So, oh well.
Well, thank you, Katie.
Thank you for joining me. We'll do this in two weeks. Next week will be the Twitter chat.
By the way,
go ahead.
In case you're interested, 2 years ago on Halloween Day, which is how many days away? About 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had 1.5 inches of snow.
I think it snowed 2 years ago here too. About
on Halloween.
Inch. Yeah, on Halloween.
And a week and a half ago, it was 92 degrees in the primary wing of my school. So, and also they're predicting El Nino this year. The South and the Southwest are supposed to get really cold and wet, and the Northeast is supposed to be mild and dry this year because of El Nino. But we'll see how that works out.
I'm in the middle.
I've never heard anybody predict a mild winter for New England anyway. So
your mild winter is about 18 inches. So, I mean.
Yeah. We had a lot of snow last year too, didn't you, Adam?
We did. We got
clobbered.
We did.
Yep. And Boston actually had it much worse than I did here in Maine, believe it or not. So
I was actually able to dig a path that was up to like my chest.
Yeah.
Right there. It was pretty bad.
It's coming. And our friends in India, I don't know if they get snow where he's calling from. Northern India gets snow in the Kashmiri region. I know that, but here we go. Summer's really over.
Yes, it is.
Well,
good night, everyone.
Good night.
I will post this in our group as soon as it gets done processing. So, good night, Jean.
Good night, Jean. Good night, everybody.
Where was Peggy tonight?
I don't know. Oh, yes, it's good morning for you. I'm sorry.
Good morning.
It's Thursday.
Have you got some masala tea brewing up there this morning? Or maybe some pulled tea for us? No? Oh, well.
I gotta go.
Sure.
Good night.
He has tea for you.